All right, we are live. We are live. Danny is late as usual. He's taking a shower, just came back from the gym. I got my Miller here. I'm ready for some football. Need to watch the Jets apparently, but football's football. All right, Jared, first one in here says Brady on bye for me. Do I go Tannehill or take a free agent pickup like Cousins, Danny Jones, Matty Ice, or Baker Mayfield? So I personally go with Kirk Cousins. I got to pull my rankings up so I know who everybody's playing. But I'm pretty sure Kirk Cousins has the easiest matchup of these guys. Kirk Cousins versus Baltimore. Yeah, give me Kirk Cousins there. I know Tannehill's got a pretty decent matchup against the Rams, I guess, too. Could be a high-scoring game, but I'll take Kirk Cousins there, Jared. Brock says, hey, boys, if CMC is out this week, who do I start? Chanult, Elijah Moore, or Michael Gallup? I personally would go Michael Gallup's probably going to be limited to some degree. I would say, unless CeeDee Lamb is out, I would probably go with Chanult. If CeeDee Lamb's out, then I'd go with Gallup, assuming he plays as well. But if CeeDee Lamb plays, then I'll probably go with Chanult regardless. I'd like to see Michael Gallup be on the field for a game before I put him in, because he might, run 45% of the routes or something like that. It's always a risk with guys coming off of multi-week injuries. We saw Judy only play like 70% of the routes last week, and I would say Gallup's probably at a risk to even play less than that because they have better backups in Dallas. So Jared said, also, no offense, but I faded Murray for Brady last week. Okay, so you got a results over process type of outcome there. I personally would never do that. I know like Brady's been very good this year. I still think Murray's one of the top, QBs in fantasy right now in that rushing floor. If you simulated that decision, 100 times, I bet you were right like 11 of them. So you definitely got lucky with Brady outperforming Murray, but I'd probably go with Murray more often than not. It was Brady in a bad passing matchup with Murray in a good one. That was a tough decision to make, but good on you for, making the right decision, I guess. Connor says, should I trade away Carter and Swift for CMC? That's a tough one, man. If you can afford to give up the depth. Now, I don't really know who else your other running backs are. I think that move could pay off. That's like a championship caliber move, because if that pays off for you and CMC plays the rest of the year, then you got to steal in that kind of move. But that also could backfire, right? CMC could, be out another 2 games or so, and when he comes back, maybe he re-aggravates it or something like that, and then they shut him down for the year. Definitely a possibility. If you got the stones to pull that deal off, I think, definitely could work out in your favor. I would say if you can handle the running back losses and the depth, I would make that move if I were you. Jared's got a parlay for tonight. JT first half touchdown scorer. Jets plus 21.5. They're 21.5. You must have teased that down, I'm guessing. Colts first quarter touchdown. Oh, is plus 21.5 their spread, or is that their over under for their team total? I don't know. Whatever the case is, Colts minus 2.5 in the first quarter. That's a plus 825 payout. That's a risky one, but it's looking pretty decent, I would say. I'm assuming that's the Jets spread based on the odds there. Also, I have Gibson, a 2024 first, Judy, and a 2022 second for CMC and Dynasty. I'm contending, and I already have Fant and ETN, making Judy and Gibson less valuable to me. Did I pay too much? I don't think you paid too much. Like that's a pretty hefty price for Christian McCaffrey, I would say, but if you're contending, I understand the move. I'm not going to kill you too much for that one. Elijah Moore or Ayuk in PPR. I'd go with Ayuk personally. Elijah Moore, he's being, in terms of routes and snaps, he's actually running less than Keelan Cole and Denzel Mims. Now, that could change this week because he did have a career high in catches and receptions and in yards last week. So maybe they bump his playing time up a little bit more, but I'd personally go with Ayuk, especially if Debo's out. But I guess you're not going to really know that because you got to make that decision tonight. So I'd go with Ayuk. Connor's Dynasty or redraft. Yeah. Sorry, I just got scrolled down here. AJ already in with a super chat. Let's go. Sell Woods or keep as a contender. If you're a contender, I'd probably just hold on to Woods. I don't know if there's no reason to really sell him if you're contending this year, AJ. Redraft. Okay, I would if CMC is out this week. So on bye. Yeah, no harm. Yeah. I wouldn't either. Yep, for sure. Yo, what's up, Bryson? Congrats on the W last week, as I know you're a Saints fan. Danny is always late. Yes, Danny is always late. Elijah Moore breakout season. Let's go. Yeah, I really hope Elijah Moore is able to get back on track. I have a feeling once Zach Wilson comes back, this Jets offense is going to be a lot better than what we've seen most of the season. New scheme, no new coaching staff, new quarterback. It was going to take time. 25 says, Bush, what's up, brother? Tua versus Texans or Wentz versus the Jets today. That's a close call, man. I think they're both pretty solid options. I have both guys in my top 15. I think I'd roll with Tua, though. In terms of like passing weapons, Wentz is only throwing a Pittman, really. Tua's got Parker, he's got Waddle, he's got Gesicki, has Gaskin in the passing game. I'd say just from that perspective, it's pretty easy to just go with Tua. Both matchups are, relatively easy. They're both bad teams that they're playing against, but both teams have been relatively decent against the pass. So I'd go with Tua there, personally, in Septivus. Will CMC play? It's looking more likely. I would still say probably it's like a 50-50 chance at this point, but I would say it's definitely looking more likely than I thought. Would you trade Josh Jacobs for Waddle in a second? Yeah, absolutely I would. I would probably trade Josh Jacobs for Waddle straight up. I know you're a Raiders fan, though, Spicy Odds, so that's a little harder. Emmanuel Sanders or Hunter Renfro. Also, I have Colts defense this week thoughts. So that's pretty clearly Emmanuel Sanders for me there, double reds. The Jacksonville matchup, their Jacksonville defense is pretty much bottom 3 in every passing category on defense. So it's just a complete mismatch for the Bills offense this week. I know Sanders had a bad week last week, but I don't anticipate that to happen again. Hunter Renfro, good matchup, but I'm still taking Sanders by a mile there.
Yep.
And Colts defense this week should be, I don't think Mike White's doing what he did last week.
Oh, shoot. I actually got to make my rankings.
Man. What's up?
I actually got to make rankings. I forgot.
Yeah, for sure. Start Michael Carter tonight. Yeah, I have him currently. Where do I have him ranked? I think I have him in my top 15 or 18 running backs this week. Yeah, I have him at 13 this week.
Yeah, no, that's he's gonna be a good play. Sorry, I'm just setting my rankings.
Yeah, no worries. When does the Dynasty Decisions video drop? I know Brandon's
tomorrow.
In the video, so it drops tomorrow. We just recorded it a couple hours ago, so it'll drop tomorrow. Hit the like. Yes, listen to Brock. Please hit the like. I also dropped the wide receiver and tight end starts and sits earlier today. So when you're done with this live stream during halftime or something during the game, go ahead and watch that. Or if you don't want to watch the game, just watch that instead. What value would you like to get for JT in Dynasty as a rebuilder? Jonathan Taylor's young enough that I'm okay holding on to him as a rebuilder. But if it's a complete, you have no assets, sell everybody kind of rebuilder, I'm looking probably for 2 first-rounders and a young piece of some kind for Jonathan Taylor. What are your thoughts on JT and Dynasty?
Easily, if not 3 and a little piece. He's absolutely locked and loaded as a top 3 Dynasty back. And man, even as a rebuilder, I'm going to have to need an overpayment as a rebuilder because he's probably the top rebuilding type of
right.
back.
And running backs have short shelf lives, man. Even as a rebuilder, it does make me a little nervous holding on to Jonathan Taylor and knowing I'm not going to win for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You like Elijah Moore or Bryan Edwards this week? Bryan Edwards is expected to see shadow coverage from James Bradberry, so I'd probably just stick with Elijah Moore. They're both not guys that I want to start, but I'm assuming you have some bye weeks and things of that nature. I'd probably go with Elijah Moore there.
Yep, no, I agree with that.
Let's get the Ruggs mentions out of the way. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. When a guy that you believed in, specifically for me, because I was the Ruggs guy, I believed in this kid. I believed in his ability. I believed in the player that I saw too. And not only that, but I believed in the person. He pulled at my heartstrings as a young player when I heard his best friend die in a car accident and things of that nature. So the fact that he pulled a boneheaded mistake like that is just unfortunate, man, all around.
It's pretty sickening, to be honest.
It sucks for everybody involved. Obviously, the person that lost their life, the family that's got to deal with that, the dog that lost their life, the fact that Ruggs has now ruined his career, probably his life as well. His girlfriend's still dealing with serious injuries as well. So it's just a shitty situation all around.
You're good. So where did we leave off after Spicy?
Colin.
Oh, okay. Well, we actually got 2 super chats from AJ.
I got the first one already.
Oh, dope. Well, we got another one here. 499. Appreciate that from AJ. He says, can't leave Danny hanging, who right now is looking like the best 22 prospects in Dynasty. Have a pick looking top 2 and want to know running back or receiver. So we actually got asked this on the Dynasty decision. So we'll go more in depth there too. But off the top of our head, obviously, if you need the information now, the main guys that we like, Isaiah Spiller, obviously running back. He's been looking like an absolute stud lately. Obviously, if you guys have been watching some college football, Kenneth Walker has been absolutely tearing it up for Michigan State. those are the type of running backs. Them two, Breece Hall.
I've seen some Charbonnet love on Twitter too. A lot of people are high on Zach Charbonnet.
He former Michigan boy, and then obviously once you go to the wide receivers, I mean, like the number
it's
one.
It's deeper at wide receiver. So to answer your question, I would say more likely than not, you're going to be looking at a wide receiver with one of those picks.
Yeah, like the number one receiver, like off my head though, like you're looking at a guy like Treylon Burks. He's got the size, the athletic profile, the yards after catch ability. Like I've seen comparisons of a bigger Chris Godwin. When
I've seen Mike Evans comparisons, but I don't really get it because he doesn't have the same play style. He has like an AJ Brown play style.
That's what and that's why people are saying he's like a bigger Chris Godwin when they watch him.
Yeah.
So like another Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Which is wild because if that dude is 230, 6'5" or whatever, that is gonna be a wild freaking sight if he plays like AJ Brown.
For sure. And again, appreciate that $4.99 super chat. We'll obviously be talking about this at nauseum throughout the year, throughout the offseason.
Burks is looking like a check mark all across the board.
Yeah,
though.
he's
analytics, film, everything looks good so far. Again, we haven't watched the guy in depth, but he's looking good.
Yep. And another super chat and a $20 super chat from Steven. Wow. He says, this is to support the channel, to thank you guys for helping me answering questions. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate the super chat as well. And we love answering questions, honestly. Like the fact that we can just hop on live and just talk ball and help you guys out. I mean, like there's nothing I'd rather be doing, to be honest.
Honestly, and this is kind of like I'm going to climb on a soapbox for a second. I always see content creators like complaining about answering fantasy questions. I'm like, why are you in fantasy content then if you don't want to we know that like you guys want us to help you answer start sit questions, dynasty, like whatever. And I enjoy doing it. Like, it's not something that's like a hassle to me. So if you guys, and I'm sure, like I've seen some of you guys DM me, they're like, sorry to bother you and stuff. It's no bother. Like I know what I'm getting into by doing what I'm doing.
And same with me. It's like, no bother. I mean, at the end of the day here, if I'm going to be making content for a bunch of you guys out there, I'm going to be having a Twitter that you guys feel worthy of following. Like I'm going to try my best to try to help as many people out. So,
and if you guys do, I literally just had a brain fart there. If you guys do want to support us in any other way too, we do have a Patreon as well that'll help you get first dibs to Dynasty decisions, private live stream, shit like that too.
Private group chat. So the boys are ripping it in there. So hop in, talk to us on a personal basis like that.
Yeah, like we have a Twitter group chat for our Patreons. There's only a couple of them right now, but we are just talking back and forth. Like it's a Twitter group chat where you're in with us and we have noties on for it and shit. So it's just
for sure. And again, Steven, appreciate the $20 super chat. We're having a bunch of super chats rolling in. Appreciate you, lads. We got EL Glow. He says, pick 3 running backs, half PPR: Harris, Herbert, Carter, Connor. I would personally sit Connor here.
I would as well.
Out of these options.
Yeah.
Yep. And as always, appreciate that $5 super chat from EL Glow. And another one, you guys are ripping it tonight. We got Teresa, the recess. I almost said Teresa. The recess, saying 12-man full PPR wide receivers are Adams, AJ Brown, Lamb. Oh my goodness, Judy, Tony, running backs Eckler, James Robinson, Williams, and Booker. I need a tight end week 9. Wait, Knox is playing now.
I don't know if he's gonna play. I haven't seen too much news on him so far, but I know Hawkinson's on bye, so.
Yeah, if you're looking for a spot start tight end, I kind of talked about it on the waiver wire show, but I've really liked the usage that Dan Arnold's been getting. I mean, this is a guy that since he's gotten to the Jacksonville Jaguars has been able to command a near 19% target share. And really, at the end of the day, at the tight end position, you're either looking for guys that are going to be focal points of their offense or who are going to score a bunch of touchdowns. I think it's safe to assume that at this point, given the fact that the Jaguars offensive line hasn't been too great to say the least, Trevor Lawrence is leaning on his big tight end, and Dan Arnold has shown he does have the athletic profile to be able to get stuff after the catch too. So I really like Dan Arnold. I think you plug him in, you're probably looking at 6 to 8 targets. Maybe he hops in the end zone and gets you a top 12 type of finish, which in reality, if you're streaming the tight end position, is all you're looking for.
Yeah, I also think if Noah Fant is out with the COVID list, Albert Okwuegbunam could be a guy that you can pick up right off your waiver wire and put in your lineup.
Absolutely. So again, I appreciate that $5 super chat. Happy to answer your question. Got another super chat.
AJ's just throwing the money around right now.
Hey, man, 1999. He says, I can't let Steven do this to me. I feel like I should ask a question, but I don't have anyone. LOL. How's y'all's week been? I've been crying the whole week about Calvin Ridley as a disappointed Falcons fan. So to start off, how's my week been? My week's been a lot better than it was last week. As you guys kind of would have figured, I was pretty stressed out last week, had exams, schoolwork, everything out of the wazoo. But now I'm, managing a little better. And Corey, how you doing?
I'm not in school. This is my full-time job. My week's good every
Amen.
week. So I mean, outside of the fact that I had to deal with the Bucks loss all week and some Saints fans telling me that I'm dumb on my fucking Twitter mentions, but it's whatever.
Yeah, amen. So again, in terms of Calvin Ridley, I have him in one of my home leagues. It's just again, I'm not going to be that guy who says, "Oh my god, like I can't believe I'm." No. At the end of the day, here, Calvin Ridley, he's probably not hearing this, but if he
What if he
somehow
was though? That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, if he was, like, at the end of the day, here, you just got to take care of your own mentals. As a man, I've experienced stuff in the past, mental stuff that, you know what, like, you just want to make sure that you're communicating with yourself and you know full well what you're dealing with, and you know what type of resources you can use to be able to combat it. So I'm happy for him that he was able to go on Twitter, go really on his big account and be able to say, you know what, I have to take time away. I know this is my job, but at the end of the day here, my personal mental status is going to take effect over anything. And I just respect that he was able to do that. There's going to be a lot of old school freaking boomers that are going to criticize it, but at the end of the day here, just fuck off. Seriously, if you're going to criticize a guy like that.
Speaking of old school, freaking Sergachev just took a nasty head check on Mitch Marner, and I feel like I want to kill somebody now. So that's nice.
Okay.
Anyway, I got my food is done. I can hear the oven going off, so I'll let you just rip through some questions here. We left off on Colin here.
We actually got a couple more super chats. I'm quickly going to read, and then we'll go back up. Bush, why Cam Chancellor just felt like donating? He literally just left, but I'll make sure he hears that before he, when he comes back. So, yeah. I'm also taking all credit for these rolling in. Yeah, man, I appreciate you for that. Honestly, like, everybody's ripping it right now. 64 concurrent viewers. We're getting the support. So appreciate all of you that are watching. Another one, $9.99 from Alfredo. He says, start 2 wide receivers standard: Diggs, Cooper, Judy, Bateman, tight end, Pitts or Kittle when healthy. So for your first question in a standard league, I would Bush's thing is going off. Let me just I muted him for you. I would go with Diggs and Cooper as your wide receivers. And then for your tight end, I would go with Pitts. And again, if you want Bush's opinion as well, once he comes back down, I'll just reread some of the super chats. But for me, Diggs and Cooper. For tight end, I would go with Pitts. And again, appreciate that $9.99 super chat, Alfredo. But Bush's something's going off over there. Buddy's going ham. Spicy out, by the way, I'm going to send you the invite. Kind of came late and everybody was rolling. Here, let me know if you got this. I'm just sending our mod. All right, perfect. Yeah, Bush is burning the house down over there.
Did you hear that happen?
Oh yeah, I had to mute your mic.
Yeah, sure.
We had a couple questions. Bush, why the Cam Chancellor?
Why the Cam Chancellor? I was like a closet Seahawks fan while the Bucks were bad. Like, because they were bad for a long time. So anytime, like, the Bucks would be ruled out of the playoffs, I'd be like, you know what? Who's a team that I like? And I liked, the Legion of Boom, because I always, if I was like a super good athlete, if I was, given the God-given ability to play in the NFL, I would love to be like a safety or corner. Like I'd love to play defensive back. So Cam Chancellor and those guys were definitely, it's just a player that I liked pretty much.
If I was a little more athletic, I wouldn't mind playing some safety because I got the brain to be able to do it. It's just, I was always a linebacker because I had the brain, but I wasn't athletic enough to play safety.
Plus, you'd be like a 240-pound safety, which would be insane.
Oh, yeah. So, and then for this question, I said Diggs, Cooper, and Pitts. I'm assuming you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Dope. So let's go back up. You said we left off on Colin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got it. Half point redraft. Get Gibson and Pittman. Give Cup and Hubbard. Give me Cup and Hubbard side. Yeah.
That's honestly not that close. Unfortunately for Gibson, it's honestly not that close.
Yep. Next time Danny's on, I will stay sober for a week. Ty Johnson or Carlos Hyde. If James Robinson is out, I'll go with Hyde.
Yeah. I guess you're not going to know that, though, because Ty Johnson plays tonight.
It's looking like James Robinson didn't practice today. So, honestly,
I'd probably just hold off for Hyde. It's not like Ty Johnson's a great option. You could probably pick up somebody off the waiver wire that's just as decent as Ty Johnson.
Yeah, I agree there. Let me see. Noah Fan. I got to take out of my rankings.
Connor says he probably overplayed. Oh, yeah, they're talking about their trades. Deontay Johnson, Pittman, Brandon Cooks, Keenan Allen, Antonio Brown, Emmanuel Sanders. Pick one rest of season. I'll take Keenan Allen there.
Deontay versus Allen is so close, but I'll probably slightly lean Allen. That's close, though.
Do we know who Harris handcuff is. Are you talking Najee Harris? I'm assuming, looking to insure him towards the end of the year. I would say he doesn't have a handcuff personally.
We know who the handcuff is, Bush.
It's the tone setter, Benny Snell. But
I'm joking.
I don't think Najee Harris has a handcuff because I think if Najee Harris went down, the Benny Snell would be the beneficiary on early downs, but they would use Anthony McFarland on third down. There's very few handcuffs in the NFL. Like Tony Pollard, if anything happens to Zeke, we'll get everything. But Alex Madison will get everything. But if Najee Harris goes down, Benny Snell ain't getting everything. He'll get the early down work.
Yeah, I fully agree there. I was just kind of playing.
Yeah, he's a tone setter, though.
Hey,
trade partner is close to accepting 10-team full PPR, Cordero Patterson / Jacoby Myers. So I'm guessing both of those guys. And you receive a mid-2022 first. Yeah, give me a first rounder over those two guys easily.
Yep, easily. Not even close.
Drop Ayuk, Gainwell, Johnson. I don't know which Johnson that is.
I don't know which Johnson.
David Johnson or Ty Johnson. I'm not sure. Boyd, Tony, Lat, Murray. Give me
probably Lat.
Murray. Drop Murray. I don't give a shit about that backfield whatsoever.
Yeah, it's garbage. Yo, Bush, GT or Eckler this week, PPR. I'm assuming
JT's my RB1 this week. I wouldn't say. How the hell is that a decision that you have to make?
Yeah, facts.
Who the hell is your other running backs? Is my question. That's my RB1 and 2 on the week.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
That's my RB2 and 3. Guess what?
That's my RB1 and 2. There's no running back I would start over those two guys.
Who do you think I have over them?
Zeke?
No.
I don't know. That's usually a respectable answer. Alvin Kamara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your 3.
I've had a lot of people have asked are we worried about Alvin Kamara now that Taysom Hill's the starter? Nah, dude. If you listen to this channel all offseason, we ain't worried about that shit. But Josh, honestly, I would start the two guys that you just mentioned. Whoever you have starting over them, I would start them over. If you have Dalvin Cook or Aaron Jones or something, I would start them both over those guys.
Yep, I agree there.
What's up? Appreciate the advice. No problem, Mo. What would you trade Keenan Allen and Higgins or Judy for DK? So Keenan Allen and Higgins or Judy for DK?
I'd get Allen and Judy for DK.
I think I'd rather have Keenan Allen and Higgins or Keenan Allen and Judy.
Allen and Higgins, I wouldn't, but if you have enough depth, I don't mind doing Allen.
I think it's close enough conversation between Keenan Allen and DK that I'm probably just not willing to give up a receiver of that caliber.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I'd probably hold though.
He says
it's a deeper league. 3 wide receivers, 3 flexes.
I definitely wouldn't do that trade then if it's a deeper league.
Who's the best running back right now considering rest of the season? For me, rest of the season, probably like Christian.
It's a toss up between Dalvin Cook, Austin Eckler, and Alvin Kamara to me.
Probably McCaffrey. McCaffrey's
probably McCaffrey too, but like he's still got the injury risk, so I would downgrade him slightly.
That's fair. By the way, Marlon Mack's inactive tonight.
I know, I saw. I gotta check my DraftKings lineup just to make sure everybody's playing and shit.
Dude, I can't believe I lost last week because I played J-Rob and fucking.
Dude, I got out of the money because 2 Kansas City sacks at the end of that game took me out, and I didn't have the Kansas City defense.
Oh my god! But we actually got another freaking super chat, or am I tripping? It was showing up with okay. So from one from before, I was about to say, I'm like, I saw a notification at the top. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ, you guys are lighting it up. I'm getting stars.
Mitchell says, who should I start between Carson Wentz or Derek Carr? I'd start Derek Carr, probably.
Yeah, I agree there.
Oh, looks like we got another. I'll just read King Marcelo here. Safe to say Carter in a PPR in my flex, or safe to start Carter in a PPR in my flex, or do I start Gallup, Marvin Jones, or Devontae Smith? Well, for starters, don't start Carter in your flex. Start him in your RB2 slot, because then you'll be able to have some flexibility in case you deal with injuries. So, yes, I would start Carter, but move him to your running back slot and move somebody else to your flex.
Yep. No, I agree there.
Can you go to the super chat just so I can hold where we left?
We got another super chat, $5 super chat from the gray area. He says, off topic, but Dynasty, 14-team half PPR. Should I trade Tony, Deontay for I'm assuming that's DJ Moore? Deontay is inflated. I feel like I have 5 first-round picks in 2022. I don't mind making that move and upgrading to DJ Moore personally. Because if you were to equate Tony's value, it's probably an early second-ish. And at that point, an early second plus Deontay, I personally would rather have DJ Moore.
It's close, man. That's a close trade. I would say that's a pretty even trade all around. Deontay Johnson, I might be a little higher on than the gray area is, but I think he's like closer to DJ Moore than he's giving him credit for in terms of dynasty value. But I don't mind making that trade. If you're really high on DJ Moore, I think that's a fine trade to make.
Here, scroll up.
Yep. Ray says Colts defense versus the Jets or Cowboys defense versus the Broncos. Give me the Colts defense versus the Jets.
Yeah, I agree.
If CMC sits again, I have Javonte Williams I have to start Javonte Williams or Pollard.
I'll go Williams.
I would start
I'll go Javonte against
Javonte
Cowboys
probably. Yeah, I don't feel confident in it though. I think it's a pretty close decision.
Definitely.
32 watching, 6 likes. Danny, where you're the plug guy. Yeah, big time.
Now we're at 68 watching and only 20 likes. What are we doing here? That ratio is pathetic. Less than a third of people are watching the stream and liking the stream. Come on, man. Let's go. I want to see that at 35 by the next time I chat. I'll give you 15 seconds. Let's go. 35 likes right now.
Yeah. Where do people start dynasty leagues? People have been starting dynasty leagues in the Discord, I believe, for like a while. We don't actually like regulate it. I know like some, people's Discords, they'll like help people start leagues. We kind of just let you guys do that if you want to start leagues. You can get into our Discord by becoming a Patreon member. We did actually close it off at the beginning of the season because we have, 400
a lot of people in
strong people in there. We didn't want it to have like, 5,000 people in and nobody ever wants to look in there. So if you want to find some like-minded people to start dynasty leagues with, you can become a Patreon, get a member of the Discord that way, and then, converse with people in there. I know a lot of dynasty leagues have started in that Discord so far.
Yep. No, definitely. There's a lot of avid fantasy fans that are constantly interacting. So I appreciate you guys for keeping that alive.
I have solid depth and need a top 10 QB. Who should I buy low on? A top 10 QB that you could buy low on. One person that I would buy low on is Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray is a pretty strong example of, because he's dealing with an injury right now. Plus he's had a couple bad performances. So Kyler Murray to me is a pretty clear example of somebody to buy low on. I also don't think it's a bad idea to buy low on Patrick Mahomes too. Yeah.
Or heck, if maybe somebody, because Dak's coming off the injury, they're unsure how he's going to be. You can buy low on Dak. That's another option.
Yep. Not to mention, is Kittle playing this week? I mean, it looks like it. I would say it's probably likely he's going to play. Still think Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the league. In fantasy, I think Cooper Kupp's giving him a run for his money right now. I don't know if I would
in real life though.
Convincingly. Real life, I would say Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the league.
Really?
Personally, I think he's the best receiver in the league.
Really? Yeah.
He's the most. Who's the guy that gives defensive coordinators the most problems? To me, it's Tyreek Hill.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, he's a complete receiver too. I don't think he's just speed.
That's fair. I don't know. I mean, like,
it's all flavor, right? Like if you want a route runner, Devontae Adams probably your guy. If you want a
red zone threat,
deep threat, it's probably Tyreek Hill. Red zone threat, you got Hopkins and Mike Evans and guys like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. What's up, guys? What's up, Leo? I'm scared Taysom might not start. For some reason, Nick Underhill and all of our beat reporters are talking Simeon up. Simeon didn't look great to me, honestly. Yeah, I think surely Taysom starts if he comes back.
I got to imagine Taysom starting. I don't know why they would start Simeon.
Yeah, Simeon sucks. Kamara, Jamar, and Knox for Kelsey and Swift.
I'm going to be in trouble if Taysom isn't starting because I picked him up for my league with Brady on bye.
I much prefer the Kamara side here, Zach, personally.
Yeah, I would as well. I think that's a pretty even trade. I would say Kelsey and Swift is pretty strong assets, but I mean Jamar Chase and Kamara, like that's hard to give up.
Yeah, I agree. My league counts yards against as negative points. Chargers at Philly or Cincy at home versus the Browns.
Give me Cincy if you count negative points.
Sit D-Hop?
No. If D-Hop plays, you play him.
Who do you like more rest of the season? Chase Claypool or Judy? Trading Logan Thomas and Devonta Smith half PPR. I'd personally rather have Chase Claypool.
I would rather have Chase Claypool as well. I think the offense is, even though Big Ben's kind of like a shell of himself, I still trust that offense to pass the ball more and move a lot more up tempo than the Broncos offense. The Broncos are running like a snail offense right now.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. I traded Goddard and Bateman for Pitts. I feel like I gave up too much, but oh well. That's
if that's a dynasty trade, that's not even close to enough. But if that's a redraft trade, I think you still won that.
Yeah. Ty Johnson, RB2 PPR. I'm hurting. I'd personally go AP if he's on the active roster. But you won't know that.
I guess you're not going to know that, but I'd go with AP.
I take the plunge on AP. Yeah. Start Crowder ? I'd need to know your other options. I'd probably see Crowder as like a fringe, like top 45-ish type of wide receiver.
Yeah, I currently have him. I think I have him inside my top 40. I do have him inside my top 40. So he is a guy that is technically like a start or a flex option for me.
Yeah, like a wide receiver 4-ish type of range flex. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
because Davis isn't going to play. At least I don't think he is. He was doubtful coming into this game.
I'm playing Julio over Crowder in my home league though.
Yeah, I would play Julio over him for sure.
Starting Pittman over Moore tonight. This might be an awful decision. No, that's not an awful decision, honestly. Pittman's been really good.
Is that over DJ Moore?
Oh, I thought he meant Elijah Moore because
I'm sure he would start Pittman over Elijah Moore, but he could be saying I'm starting Pittman instead of starting DJ Moore.
If that's DJ Moore, I wouldn't do that.
No?
I would start DJ Moore.
Who did Carolina plays?
New England, which is kind of tough, but
yeah, Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall both have concussions. Might not have Sam Darnold. I don't hate that decision, to be honest.
It's not the worst. Yeah. My other running backs, I think CMC would definitely put the team over the top. Yeah, I mean, if you can get CMC, that'd be a great move.
Yeah, he was talking about a dynasty trade earlier.
Oh. Kyle Pitts best tight end rest of the season.
This is an interesting discussion. I would be interested. Like, would you take Kelsey over Pitts rest of the season still?
Yeah,
I think I would too. But it's like it's getting
They're
less. It's getting less close right now. Like it is. It's pretty wild to me that Kelsey has not nearly been the positional advantage. And you remember this offseason, I wasn't a Kelsey guy. I never got Kelsey in underdog drafts. I was never like on him or whatever.
He's still been good. He just hasn't
not been Kelsey of last year though, because in years past, he's been the tight end 1 for 5 years now. In years past, he's been the tight end 1, but by like 2 or 3 points. Last year, he was the tight end 1 by like 7 points. Like he was so much better. Or sorry, not than Waller, but like everybody else. He was the tight end 1 by like, he scored 17 points per game. Everybody outside of Waller was like 11 per game or like 10 per game.
I mean,
so
he put up like
difference.
He put up like 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I just don't think he's going to be that guy this year. I think you're going to get probably the tight end 1 still with Kelsey, but 13, 14 points per game instead of the 17 he was putting up last year.
Yeah, I agree. Kelsey, yeah, that's the question. Amen. I agree. Like if I'm trading JT, he's got to be for a boatload.
Yeah, he's got to definitely fetch a pretty penny for sure.
Should I start Crowder, Elijah Moore? I'd go.
Yeah, I would start Crowder.
Yep. Kelsey over Pitts. No, I agree slightly. Kelsey over Pitts. I need 2 wide receivers and flex Moore, Sutton, Bateman, Tony, Gaskin. Assuming that's DJ Moore, I'd go with Moore, Sutton, Bateman.
Yep.
Start Ty Johnson, RB2.
I would start Tony over Bateman.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Damn. Actually,
Shepard's already been ruled out.
Might have to make a little bet with you.
Might have to.
Tony.
I love that game for DFS this week though. That Ravens Vikings game. I love that game.
Man, it's gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Crowder, Ayuk. I'd go with Crowder slightly here.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I'm contending this year, and I traded a 2023 1 and 3rd for Darrell Henderson, a 2022 1 and a 2023 2nd. Did I win? Yeah. Wait. So basically, you just moved your 2023 1 to 2022, and then you
got a second Darrell Henderson and a first.
Yeah, that's
I'll take. I mean, that's probably somebody watched Bijan Robinson on Saturday and was like, "Holy shit, I need a 2023 first."
Yeah, literally. I like that move for you. Sit 1 PPR, Bateman, Higgins, Amari Cooper. I'm sitting Bateman.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's T Higgins. Yeah, not Rashard Higgins.
Johnson or AP. You already said this a couple times, so we'll let it slide. But I
think a couple people have also asked this question too. I think just him.
Bateman versus Tony in the books. Yes, sir. Spicy hot. Should I go Swift? Should I trade Swift to get Jamar Chase and PPR? I have good running back depth. If you could get Chase plus for Swift, I wouldn't mind entertaining that.
I would do it straight up if you can.
Really?
Yeah, if you can get if you have, he said he has good running back depth. I'm okay with it. I think it's pretty close rest of the season between those two guys. If you can afford to try, I mean, like a PPR league, Swift is very valuable as a running back. But
it's so funny because this guy's doing all of his work in the receiving game. Because like, have you seen his rushing stats this year?
He hasn't been good.
Not at all, bro.
He's like avoided tackles per attempt on running plays have been bad.
And again, I know, never going to cite yards per carry when actually analyzing running backs, but it's actually funny when you see that freaking DeAndre Swift, one of the more like talented running backs going into the year, is at 3.2 yards per carry right now.
Yeah. Najee Harris is like a top 3 running back in fantasy right now, or top 5 running back in fantasy. He's like 3.7 yards per carry.
Yeah. Would you trade 2022 first for Elijah Mitchell? I wouldn't.
No, I would rather have a first round pick for sure.
Crowder worth holding in redrafts or worth dropping for stashes? Like, I would hold Crowder.
Is that Sanders? Miles Sanders? I'd rather have Miles Sanders.
I didn't even read that.
Yeah,
Miles Sanders, sure.
If it's Emmanuel or Miles Sanders, either way, I'm taking both of them over Crowder.
Yeah, I agree.
Assuming you don't if you need to start Crowder right now, I'm okay. Holding Crowder to start, but like if you can hold to wait on Miles Sanders coming back for the rest of the year, I'd probably just rather pick up Sanders.
Yep, I agree there. Let's click into the next. Let's try to speed through some.
Yeah, let's speed through. So should I hold Carr? Should I start Carter or hold? I would start Carter.
Start Carter over Booker.
Yeah, but so I'm guessing you're asking, should I start Carter tonight or wait to see if Devontae Booker
I'd
or
wait.
if Barkley's going to play, basically?
I'd wait because worst case scenario, like Booker's still
the
gonna get a lot
Colts
of
are a
volume.
top, they're literally the best run defense in the league,
I'd
terms of rush defense DVOA. So I would probably just start Booker if Barkley's out.
Yep, I agree. So we left that at ADM here. There's another super chat from Off-Brand Cheeto. I really rate that name in SpongeBob PFP. He says, wondering what I should do with Mike Williams, Melvin Gordon, and Cole Beasley. Is projected 13.5.5 PPR this week. Should I sell him now? I mean, Cole Beasley is an interesting case. He's a good depth receiver, but someone's willing to, do Cole Beasley plus Melvin Gordon and get you a nice long-term piece, because I don't think Melvin Gordon's going to be.
You can get DJ Moore for Melvin Gordon and Cole Beasley or something like that. Then
something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, no, something like that.
I wouldn't be overly concerned with Mike Williams, but
neither.
Mike Williams, I'm almost foreshadowing that he's going to be on the buy low video next week, because the Eagles run the most zone coverage in the entire league, and they never allow anything over the top. So I'm guessing Mike Williams going to have another bad game this week.
Except for when they play Tyreek.
Yeah, well, he did all his damage in the slot and after the catch.
That's fair.
Yeah, and they're still a top 3. Them and the Chargers, you know what's wild about this game? 50-point over-under. The Chargers and Eagles are both best in the league, adjusted fantasy points allowed to wide receivers, even with that Eagles game where Tyreek went wild.
That's wild.
So, they're so good against wide receivers, and that game still has a high over-under. So, could be a monster game for Austin Eckler. I'm going to be playing him in a lot of DFS lineups this week.
Yep, I agreed. So, again, appreciate that 499 super chat.
ADM said Burks. Yeah, Burks is a stud. Brock says, facts, Connor, if I win a chip, I'll probably just trade Eckler in the offseason, retain some of that value I gave up to get CMC. Yeah, that's not bad if you do win the chip. I don't mind that strategy at all. You go trade CMC, trade for CMC to get the championship, and then, make a move in the offseason to recoup some of that draft capital.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, he's good. Start Ty Johnson.
Right,
yeah.
You already said that a few times.
Yeah, again, I'd go AP over Ty Johnson.
You already said that. Ronald Chill in the spam. Spicy hot setting that tone with the blue wrench.
Yeah, he's a more athletic AJ Brown. Yeah, that's exactly what he basically said. So yeah, definitely on the same page there.
Start pass catches against Colts.
I would start Crowder, but probably not anybody else unless you're desperate. Then I'd go Elijah Moore.
Thoughts AJ Brown versus I don't know what to think about the loss of Henry. Sell high ?
I honestly, I'm curious too. I think AJ Brown's volume is going to go up as a result of it, but I also don't know to the extent of the efficiency. Is it going to change a lot? Because AJ Brown has been a very efficient wide receiver. Same with Ryan Tannehill passing. So is this offense going to become the 20th best offense in the league now? It's in the cards for sure.
For sure. Myers a better flex option than Gaskin. I'd go with Myers.
And Myers has been pretty bad lately in terms of he's been a 4 for 40, Juju Smith-Schuster stat line.
Gross.
Recently. It's not been very good. I personally would go with Gaskin. Malcolm Brown's on IR. He had 70% or 60% of the snaps last week. I'd go with Gaskin.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Give me Alberto here, Donald.
Yeah, assuming Noah Fant's out, I'd go with Alberto. If Alberto isn't out, I'd go with Uzama.
You know this guy?
Oh shit, it's Bush. No, I don't.
Just a couple of kind Canadian lads, yes sir.
Canadian.
A
lot of guys in the fantasy community want to make you pay to answer questions, so I don't really support that. But for you guys, just want to do it because you love to. Yeah, I mean,
appreciate that.
A lot of people do that. I know what you mean. A lot of people are I won't answer a single start sit question unless it's a Patreon person or something. It's I want to make money doing what I'm doing and doing what I love doing as well. But at the same time, you can't charge for a start sit question. It's not really that valuable in my opinion. So
at the end of the day here, realistically, fuck man, as much as we want to get everything right, realistically, if we answer a start sit, probably get 60-65% of them right anyways, if that, genuinely speaking. You don't want to say that oh, you give shit of it. No, at the end of the day here, there's so much variance that happens in the NFL on a week-to-week basis where you'll say, oh yeah, this guy's range of outcomes is 15 to 25 points, which is better than the other guy, and then the other guy just has a 40-point week. You can't predict stuff like that sometimes.
That's the best part about fantasy, right? Is we see Michael Carter being the RB1 last week. Nobody saw that coming. I told you guys to sit him on Saturday.
Yeah, we got some comments on that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It was bad. But in hindsight, when you watch the video and you hear what I said, I'm Carter is getting the workload. So this isn't a just surefire thing. But the Bengals were very good against the run. So I was you know what? I'm not going to mess around with Michael Carter. I think you can start him, but he is risky, is basically what I said.
Yep. No, I agree with
But
that.
and I appreciate you guys for not like when we do get a start sit question wrong, being like, you guys are fucking idiots. Like, because I know there's a lot of people on Twitter and shit that do that. I haven't had anybody say that to me yet. So maybe I'm just, doing a good job. I don't know. Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Elijah Mitchell, Kareem Hunt, 10-man dynasty team making a strong run for the win. Do I trade Alvin for 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick in the middle of the season? If you're going for the win, don't trade Alvin Kamara.
I agree. Thanks to you guys. I'm 7-1 this year and won the league last year. Appreciate that, brother. I'm glad to hear that you're doing that success. You're having that success. So
great success. I'll be back in 1 second.
That's what I got already. Thanks, man. Yeah, anytime, brother. Anytime. LOL. Let's go. Dono train. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The boys are rolling. My buddy just traded Stephon Diggs and Boston Scott for CEH and Aaron Jones. That's probably a decently fair trade, honestly. Like, if you need a running back, I like Aaron Jones as a top 8 type of option, although I don't like giving up Diggs. I think that's pretty fair. No offense at all in this question, but do you actually consider yourselves professionals in the NFL? Love you guys. I don't consider myself a professional. I consider myself an avid fan. I consider myself to be able to do as much research as possible that I do. So I do think I have a valid opinion in terms of football content, in terms of understanding the game, in terms of how to apply my processes in terms of making decisions. So in terms of being a professional, though, at the end of the day here, until you earn it, you can't really be a professional. I'm not making this a full-time job at this current point in my life. I'm not in that position yet to be able to, because at the end of the day here, there are so many people out there that have been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. So that's what I consider professional. If I can someday get to that point, yeah, I'd be fine calling myself a professional, but there's so much I personally want to learn. I want to experience. I want to be able to give out to you guys that at this current point, I consider myself, how do I even put this? Like, better than average. I don't even know. Like, I think I am confident in my ability, but I don't say just yet I'm a full-on professional in this.
I feel a little bit differently because I am technically doing this as my full-time job right now.
For sure.
And I do, I work for people like my boss, Jared Smola at Draft Sharks, has been doing this for like 10 years.
That's fair.
And so I feel a little bit more like a professional, but I am still in the same mindset as Danny. I'm not like,
you want to earn it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to earn it. Like, I want to, be able to buy a house with what I'm doing someday or something like that. Or, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
And neither of us are trying to do this for money whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
and again, maybe that was a little too humble of an answer, too much of an ask this type of answer that I gave, but it's still in terms of the actual meaning about it that I want to be there. I want to be there at that point, but I still have a ton of work to do before I can even consider that.
I feel like we missed this one, but AJ said I'm taking.
Oh no, I read it. I was laughing.
I didn't see that one. I just made me laugh.
Arnold taken. I might need to take Fry. Yeah, I don't mind Frymouth if you have to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Damon Harris or Michael Carter. I'd go with
Michael
Carter personally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muth. Let me just here get to a couple. I'm just fixing my ranks a little bit.
Michael Carter, sleeper of the week. He's currently in the top 12 in ECR, so I don't think he's a sleeper anymore.
Yeah, facts.
Like the new setup, Bush. Yeah, I mean, it pains me to have Odell Beckham behind me, but this was good Odell Beckham when he wasn't a complaining bitch behind me where he's making
what if he just signs and replaces Godwin in the offseason?
That would suck. I saw somebody do a Photoshop today of Odell on the Bucks, and he was wearing 13. I almost threw up. I was like, what are you going to take Mike Evans' number away from Odell Beckham? Mike Evans going to the Hall of Fame someday. Kidding me? Yeah.
Who should I start out of? Carson Wentz and Derrick Carr. We already answered that, but I had to go to Carr. Start one, Edmonds, AJ Dillon, or Javonte. If Edmonds plays, I'll start Edmonds.
Yeah.
I do not claim the Saints fans.
I kind of deserved it. I talked a lot of shit this week, so.
Was it Lasardo?
No. Just some guys like on like Bucks Twitter, just hopping into the mentions, being like, I can't believe this guy said like the Bucks were gonna wipe the floor with them, and I'm like, well, we should have. We just played like shit.
Yeah, Kyler or Burrow this week. Between Kyler, Dalvin, and Swift last week was like 24 fucking points.
Dude, I lost to a team last week that started like Traquan Smith and Samaje Perine in their flexes because I had Swift and Pitts and all these guys that did nothing last week. It was the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, no, it's fantasy so unpredictable. Sometimes it makes me sick.
Yeah.
We go on Jared Judy or Jalen Waddle. I personally slightly prefer Waddle right at this point.
Yeah, I would go with Waddle as well. He's got a better matchup.
Yep. My bad. I meant Jared Judy or Chase Claypool. I'd go with Claypool as well.
Yeah, different question.
Food probably burnt. That was when you were burning.
Oh, the food was fine. It was just when I opened the oven up because I'm making jalapeno poppers right now. They like there was like grease and the like steamed.
2022 second for Chase Claypool. Accept that instantly.
Yeah, what the hell? Whether you're rebuilding, contending, whatever, I don't give a shit.
Bush burning the house down. Do you prefer pizza rolls or wings? I'm a wing guy.
Wings, 100%. Yeah.
This
One thing I will say about wings, though, controversial take. I don't really think wings and beer is a good combo. Because wings and beer is like acidic, right? And wings are spicy. So it's like it doesn't really go well together. You just get your stomach fucked up after it.
Dude, I fucking love beer, man.
I don't know. Maybe you guys have Teflon guts, but it'll fuck my stomach up if I eat wings and beer together. Usually, so I'll just go like I love both of them together. Like I'm literally drinking beers right now.
Yep. No, I agree. Here, click the next one. Sorry, I can't find it.
Yeah, Jorge's in a fucking hole right now. Pittman or Cooks? I'd go with Pittman there. Moises.
I'd also be safety. Yeah. Man, safety is just such a fun position. If you have that perfect blend of body type, athleticism, and mental processor, you're going to be able to be a good safety. And that's what I like about it, because talk about receiver, you kind of have to be a freak of nature. Same thing with a cornerback. Linebacker, you have to be freaking an absolute mammoth. And though at least that safety, it's a lot more in terms of reading the play as opposed to just being like an Aaron Donald freak of nature. So that's why I appreciate good safety play. Because if you see like an Earl Thomas back in the day, yeah, he was a fucking fantastic football player, but he was a pretty average athlete overall in terms of NFL players.
The guy behind me, Rondé Barber, played nickel corner and safety towards the end of his career, and he was a meh athlete. Like he was never a good athlete. He just watched so much goddamn film, and like you've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Odell to the Ravens would low-key be awesome. Let's hope now for my Bateman dynasty share.
I'd rather see Odell go to the Saints just so they can have two crybabies that I hate.
Just traded Chubb and Lockett for Swift. I like that move, honestly. Rest of the season. If you have the depth to be able to deal with that, I don't mind making
Lockett's just been bad. Honestly, I don't mind moving Lockett there.
Of course, he snaps when he plays me, though.
Nice. Holy shit, that is the most instant accept I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, not even close, Blake.
Any worries about Kamara? No, I'm not worried. Well, PPR, I'm 6-1 other running backs. Cook just traded Kelsey and Swift for CMC, Higbee, Chase, and Brandon Cooks. Great move, honestly.
Great move.
Wow. Go with Wentz tonight. Yeah, I don't mind that if you don't have better options. That's my 4-man league. CMC and Najee. Crazy 4-man league.
Oh, is he the one who asked Eckler or JT tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would start Eckler and JT over Najee Harris this week. Najee Harris has a much tougher matchup against the Browns.
Sanders scoring, Gesicki or Goddard. They're literally like back-to-back in my rankings right now, like 5-6. Who do you prefer out of these two?
I would prefer, I think I have Gesicki higher. If I'm not mistaken. I'd have to check right now. I actually have Goddard higher. And actually, yeah, that makes sense, actually, because the Chargers matchup, like I said, it's a lot of zone coverage. Wide receivers have the tough matchup. So give me the Goddard side. Plus, Gesicki saw his role decrease a little bit with Parker back.
I have them 6 and 7, respectively. I do have Goddard one spot higher. Yeah. Here, click the next. Also, we're probably going to get through the last few and then head off to watch the game.
Yeah, I also need to eat my food. I have a bunch of crispy chicken tenders and jalapeno poppers waiting for me upstairs.
Brown or Keenan Allen rest of the season? I'll go with Brown.
Yeah, give me AJ Brown there.
What's the re-injury risk for you take on, you think? Just should I just not even think about it? I wouldn't think about it because, to be honest, I personally don't know that. I'd need to ask a doctor about that because I'm not a trained professional.
I don't think it's very high, though. It's like a low ankle sprain.
Do Hines and Ty Johnson have any value? Minimal.
I actually picked up Hines on my waiver wire, and I have to start him this week because I have Swift and Gibson on bye. So hopefully Hines has some value.
RB1 rest of the season's JT source. I'm a Colts fan, so I say so. You're saying that now.
Jonathan Taylor has a legitimate argument at it, honestly. Like, I'm not even saying that, like, randomly, because Jonathan Taylor has been very involved in the passing game. He's 60% of the routes the last couple of games. So he's not Nick Chubb. Like, we always talked about Jonathan Taylor to Nick Chubb. It was like an easy comparison to make. Like, Nick Chubb has never eclipsed or sniffed 60% of the routes.
Yep. No, I agree there. So, anything else you want to quickly answer, or should we just head out?
Let's head out of here again. If you guys do have any other questions, feel free to leave them on videos. Reach out to us on Twitter before Sunday. Going to be a good week of football, hopefully. No Tampa Bay Buccaneers football to watch this week, though, unfortunately. I'm really actually annoyed that they had to leave me with that loss to the Saints for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's very unfortunate. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the stream, hit up that like. And if you're watching the stream and not already subscribed, make sure you do so. But anyways, pay attention for tomorrow. We got a banger video coming out. Dynasty Decisions. You guys have been clamoring for it for the past month or so. So we're ready to get that rolling for you. I'm going to be editing it either after the game or tomorrow morning. So stay tuned.
And if you guys play DFS, make sure you subscribe to Draft Sharks too. I never plugged that on here, but I probably should, because you can, get my GPP picks for FanDuel and for DraftKings on there.
Yep. And peace out, y'all.